Good early morning, fellow BeachBum traders. I wanted to briefly show you why I typically try to get up prior to the 4 a.m. Webull opening and why you may want to get a Webull account and take advantage of any opportunities for their 4 a.m. open as well. You can find a link to Webull in our description box below and get 2 or more free stocks when you get a Webull account. One of the benefits of Webull is you can start trading as early as 4 a.m. And what we're going to see is sometimes there's some activity right at 4 a.m. Sometimes stocks gap up, gap down, and you may be able to take advantage of that opportunity. So it's a little before 4, about 10 to 4 a.m. today, and I wanted to show you what I do prior to that 4 a.m. open. So I'm in finbiz.com and I'm looking at the futures tab, and I just want to see what are the futures telling us about the direction of some of the indexes and some of the commodities prior to the 4 a.m. open. Now please be aware, sometimes the direction of the futures doesn't play out once the market opens. Sometimes the futures are up and the market opens down, or vice versa. But it does show a tendency, the feeling, the emotion currently in the futures market. So we can see today, which happens to be August 24th, the markets were up yesterday, and the futures are indicating an extension and continuing up in the markets for both the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell. So the futures are all pointing to a bullish day today. We can see the VIX is continuing to trail down today, mean reverting. We can see oil is extending up. We can see gold's kind of flat. Gold and silver are both flat. They both had a nice jump yesterday. All the commodities were up big yesterday, and now they're flat. So the futures are telling us the indexes are going to be up, commodities flat, maybe a little bit of a retracement, and that gives us an idea of where things are headed at this point in time. We can see the treasuries prices are a little down today. So again, I find it helpful to look at the futures tab briefly in finviz.com. You can refresh. It will update. It'll be a little bit behind the time, but that's okay. Again, we're trying to get the general trend at this point. And then I want to go to the investing.com. I look at the indices futures, and we can see again another view of the direction of the futures for the Dow 30, NASDAQ 500, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, which is essentially the Tech 100, the Russell, Small Cap 2000, and the VIX. Again, we can see all the indexes. The futures are pointing up, pointing the VIX down. On the right, we can look at the commodities tab. We can see what's going on with oil, natural gas, gold, silver, copper, etc. We can see again, oil is pointing up. Other commodities are pointing down right now. So I'll take a quick break, and then when the market opens in Webull at 4 a.m., I'll take a look at what's going on. So now it's just a few minutes past 4 a.m. I wanted to show you a good example of the types of opportunities that show up at 4 a.m. in Webull. So I'm in Webull. I'm on the stocks tab, and I'm looking at my ETF watch list that has a number of the ETFs to play the indexes and commodities. And we can see a great example of what happens right at 4 a.m. Here's a gap down. This is the SQQQ, which is the short on the NASDAQ. And you can see a big gap down right at 4:01 a.m. This is where you might have an opportunity, because a lot of times what you'll see is right at 4 a.m. Stocks or symbols will hit the high or low of the day, or at least in pre-market, the high or low in pre-market, and frequently that is the high or low of the day. So if you, in this case, if you wanted to buy SQQQ, this might be the best opportunity to buy. Important point to note in the pre-market and after hours as well is that stop orders are not active. So if you had a stop that was set somewhere in the middle here, it would not trigger in extended hours. Just an important point to note. So we have this gap down. Let's say we wanted to take advantage of this. We can see it's not moving further. However, when we go to the trade tab, we're going to see people are stacking orders. They're adjusting their orders. Now, I also wanted to point out that the cause of these types of gap up and gap down is, I believe, people have put in their orders the night before to trigger at the 4 AM Webull or other brokers that open at 4 AM to trigger right at that open. So somebody put in an order to sell, low, and somebody had a buy order down on SQQQ down at this price, 763, 764. So that caused that gap down. So now let's quickly look at the trade tab and just we'll see how the orders are moving, although the price isn't changing. So we look at SQQQ. Here's the level 2 orders, and we can see there's some movement in there, although the price isn't moving. So the other things I look at in Webull at 4 AM is I want to see what's hot. So I'm going to go to the screener tab. And one of the screeners that you can set up in the Webull, and we'll probably do a video in the near future on how to use a screener, how to set up a screener, etc. But you can see one of the types of screeners you can have is the hottest. And we can see, because it's pre-market, we have a pre-market change that we can look at. So what I typically do here is I'm going to sort and look at, okay, what are the hottest gainers right now, and we can see, oh look, some of the Chinese stocks are moving up. So again, this is August 24th. Several people have been on CNBC, Jim Cramer, etc., have been predicting a short rebound in the Chinese stocks because they briefly are being more dovish, but I think that's risky myself. So we can also see the cruise lines are recovering, again, because of the vaccine FDA approval. So we can get a nice feel for the sentiment, the themes for the day. Here's what's moving in pre-market, top gainers. We can flip that. We can see, okay, what's going down. Okay, well, there's power generation, BlackBerry, biotechs. Some biotechs are going down, but you notice the number of those going down compared to those going up is much fewer. So that's, again, another bullish sign for today. It looks like a bullish market today. And again, we can get a feel for what are the themes of the day, at least in pre-market. So then I'm going to quickly flip over to the Markets tab in Webull and get a broader picture. So again, we can select pre-market. We can see the top gainers and top losers in pre-market and get, again, a feel. It's not just the hottest ones, these are the top ones. So again, we can see top gainers. Looks like Chinese stocks are going to be top gainers. They're hot today. CrowdStrike, etc. Okay, Palo Alto had great earnings last night. They're hot, 10% up. So who's the top losers right now for pre-market for today? Support.com, yeah, they were down hard yesterday. Marks an AI company. That's Chinese education. So again, we can get a feel for the themes as a pre-market. And again, that's why I typically get up at 4 AM. I want to get a feel for what's the market today. What's hot, what's cold, what's down. Um, I don't frequently trade a lot unless there's an opportunity. We saw that gap down. If I wanted to buy SQQQ and I didn't buy it yesterday, this might be my opportunity to buy. Or if something pops up, hits my price target, it's an opportunity to sell. Again, I can't use a stop, so all I can do is sell. But again, those gap up and gap downs sometimes are the prime opportunity to buy or sell, which is why I get up, check the 4 a.m. I want to see where my stocks are at 4 a.m. It's 4 a.m. Where are your stocks? Do you know where your stocks are? And again, another great reason to use Webull, because you can trade at 4 a.m. So again, there's a description. Our affiliate link to the Webull is in the description box below. Get 2 free stocks. I hope this helps you. Again, if you work or go to college, sometimes this is a great opportunity. Prior to work, you can take advantage of some opportunities. So again, I hope this helps. Let us know in the comments below what you think. If you want to see more of these early morning pre-market videos, we can do that. So good luck and have a great day. Bye.